according to Facts About Suicide, an article written from the 2016 Jason Foundation, teen suicide is the second leading cause of death for ages 10 to 24. Today, in our nation, each day there are an average of over 5,000 attempts by young adults to kill themselves. Suicide is affecting our youth today, and if we don't start creating more awareness and start preventing these thoughts and actions, it will continue to take the lives of the future. Today, with my knowledge I have gained and my experiences from being a young adult in today's harsh society, I want to provide you guys with some statistics about teen suicide. I also want to talk about some warning signs, and finally some ways of prevention. As we move forward to discuss these statistics, I want to bring up a shocking fact that was discussed in an article from the 2016 Jason Foundation. It states that more teenagers and young adults die from suicide than from cancer, heart disease, AIDS, birth defects, stroke, pneumonia, influenza, and chronic lung disease combined. It is so scary to think that this matter has a larger death toll than these terrible diseases combined. There are countless factors that can lead someone into feeling like their life is worthless. Some of these factors that are discussed by Natasha Tracy in her 2014 article, Why Do Teens Commit Suicide, can be bullying, cyberbullying, abuse, a detrimental home life, loss of a loved one, or even a severe breakup. Other emotional teen suicide causes can stem from trying to escape the feelings of pain, hurt, rejection, being unloved, victimization, or loss. Teens may feel like their feelings are unbearable and they're never going to end. The only way to escape them is through suicide. Without some type of sense of security or support from friends, family, or significant other, it is not easy for teens to handle the everyday stresses of life. A sense of being alone can trigger a chain reaction of depression-like symptoms to occur. The article, Kids at Risk for Suicide Can Get Guns, which was written by Maggie Fox, a senior writer for the NBC News, states that 4 out of 5 teens who have attempted suicide have given clear warning signs. This brings me into my next point of discussion. What are these warning signs? In most cases, people are either just oblivious to these changes in behavior to their friends and family, or they link these changes in behavior to something else and just brush it off as teenager issues. The problem is, so many people have the mindset that no one in their family would ever have the thought of ending their life. The 2011 Youth Suicide Prevention Program states that most suicidal young people don't really want their life to end. They just want the pain to end. And about 80% of those people who have killed themselves have given definite signals or have talked about suicide. The demand and standards expected of young people today can be very demanding and also put a large weight on their shoulders, causing a whirlwind of stress. Natasha Tracy, who was mentioned earlier, also says that teens may also be afraid of disappointing others or feel like they are a burden to others, such as their parents. These can be additional causes for suicide. If you know a friend or a family member who is going through the stress of someone expecting a lot from them, or just even a lot of stress and changes in general, it is very important to ask them if they are okay and if they want to talk about it. Just the simple act of asking, even if they don't want to discuss this matter, can make them have the sense that someone is there for them, and sometimes that's all they need. Some noticeable warning signs to look out for are always talking about death, clinical depression, loss in interest in things that they used to care about, sudden emotional changes, and often are always using the phrase, "It would be better if I wasn't here." Finally, let us look more into how we can overcome this. No one should feel that their life doesn't matter. That is why it is so important for us to make the difference. As said by Natasha Tracy, it is very rare that a single event can lead to suicide. This means that by helping a teen turn around a bad situation and by teaching them how to deal with these emotions and feelings, we can start to defeat the causes of suicide. It is important to know that suicide is normally an impulsive act, and that if it has failed the first time, they are very unlikely to try it again. It is also very common for people to feel sad, but no real emotional distress when it comes to suicide if they have not been directly affected by it. That is why, again, it is so important for us to bring light on this matter. As I previously stated, each day in our nation, there are an average of over 5,000 attempts by young people to kill themselves. Suicide is affecting our youth today, and if we don't start creating awareness and start preventing these thoughts and actions, it will continue to take the lives of teens who have so much potential in this world that they aren't even aware of yet. There are so many factors that are involved in teen suicide, especially because it is always more than one situation that leads to these thoughts. It is important to consider all factors and know that if there's something that you might think is stupid or petty to stress over, it could be causing someone so much stress that they have the thought of ending their life. Don't let this invisible killer take the lives of these teens. Inform yourselves and be aware of the changes in behaviors in people around you, because someone who you talked to today who seemed fine might be taking their life tomorrow.